My name is Maya, and for 5 years, I held on to a favor that was never meant to be kind. It was a weapon disguised as mercy. Today, I finally gave it back. The look on my sister's face when she realized the truth. Priceless. She never saw it coming, but she should have. My name is Maya, and my first true memory of pain is the sound of shattering ceramic. But to understand that, you have to understand her. Olivia. Maya, sweetie, are you almost ready? Mom called up the stairs. We don't want to be late for your show. I'm coming. I yelled back, my fingers trembling as I tried to smooth my dress. From her doorway, Olivia smiled. It was a perfect, practiced thing. Here, she said, sweeping in. Let me. She took the hairbrush from my hand. You want to look your best. This is a big night. Thanks, I mumbled. Of course. What are sisters for? She fixed a strand of my hair. There. Perfect. Downstairs, Dad was beaming. My 2 girls. An artist and a future CEO. He winked at Olivia. Dad, please, she laughed, flipping her blonde hair. Maya's the star tonight. The school gym was transformed. My piece, fragile, sat on a center podium, a twisting, delicate sculpture of interlocking ceramic rings. A blue ribbon was already taped to its base. Mrs. Garcia, my art teacher, rushed over. Maya, congratulations. The judges loved the complexity, the balance. Thank you, I stammered. Olivia looped her arm through mine. We're so proud. It's incredible something so delicate made it here in one piece. Mom hugged me. It's beautiful, honey. It really is, Olivia agreed. But it must have been nerve-wracking to transport. Weren't you terrified it would break? Dad clapped me on the shoulder. Our Maya is careful. The night was a blur of smiles and congratulations. Finally, it was time to go. I'll help you carry it to the car, Olivia offered, already reaching for the sculpture's base. Oh, I can get it, I said quickly. Don't be silly. It's my favor to you. Her grip was firm. You take that side. We lifted it carefully. The night air was cool. We were 3 steps from the car when it happened. Olivia's heel caught on a crack in the pavement. She gasped. Her body twisted, and with it, her wrists turned sharply. Olivia, I cried. The sculpture flew from our hands. It hit the asphalt with a sound I felt in my teeth, a high, final crunch of porcelain. I stood frozen, staring at the shattered rings. Oh, my God! Olivia shrieked. She was already crying, beautiful tears tracing down her cheeks. Maya, I'm so sorry. My heel, I'm so sorry. Mom and Dad rushed over. Are you hurt? Mom asked, pulling Olivia into a hug. I'm fine, Olivia sobbed into Mom's shoulder. But Maya's work, her reward. I ruined everything. Dad patted her back. Accidents happen, Liv. It's just a thing. You're okay, that's what matters. Just a thing. My voice was a whisper, lost in their comforting murmurs. They huddled around her, a unit of solace. I was outside of it, kneeling in the debris. The ride home was silent, save for Olivia's occasional sniffle. I feel just awful, she whispered. That night, she came to my room. The tears were gone. She sat on my bed. Look, Maya. About tonight. I just stared at the wall. Mom and Dad, they don't get how fragile art is. They think it's just clay. She leaned closer, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. I saw how you packed it. The box was pretty flimsy. If they knew you'd cut corners, used that cheap packing stuff, they'd be disappointed. They trust you to be responsible. My blood went cold. I had used the good foam. She knew that. So, she said, standing up. I'll do you a favor. I'll never tell them you left it in a fragile spot. It can be our little secret. She smiled then, the same perfect smile from before. You don't have to thank me. That's what sisters are for. She closed the door softly behind her. I looked down at my hands, still faintly dusty with ceramic powder. That was the moment I learned her language. A favor wasn't help. It was a leash. And she had just slipped it around my neck. The years after the art show were a masterclass in erosion. Olivia's favors were the tide, slowly washing me away. My college acceptance letter came. State University. That's perfect for you, Maya, Olivia said, smiling over dinner. We're so proud, Dad said. It's a great safety school, Olivia added, her tone gentle. A really solid backup. I'll do you a favor, I have a friend in admissions at the Ivy League I turned down. I can put in a word, see if they'll reconsider your application. It's never too late to aim higher. My victory curdled in my stomach. State is my first choice, I mumbled. Mom patted my hand. Let Olivia help. She's just looking out for you. Then came the internship at a small design firm. Olivia visited my dorm. This is so cute, she said, holding up my project sketches. It's brave to use such bold colors. Very student portfolio. My firm's creative director is a nightmare about amateur aesthetics. I could do you a favor, give you some pointers to make this look more professional before you submit it. I started keeping my wins to myself. It never worked. I met Liam junior year. He was kind, with a quiet smile. Bringing him home was a mistake. So, Liam, Olivia said over dessert. Maya's told us so little about you. I have to ask, are you in the arts, too? It's just, Maya usually attracts such sensitive types. Liam looked confused. I'm in engineering. Oh, good. A stable one. She laughed, a tinkling sound. You'll balance her out. She gets so lost in her head, in all that emotion. It's part of her charm, but it's exhausting. Right, Maya? My face burned. Liam just smiled uncomfortably. After they left, Mom sighed. Olivia's just teasing. Be grateful she's taking an interest. She wants to include Liam. My only refuge was Zoe, my roommate. She saw it immediately. Your sister is a piece of work, Zoe said flatly, after one such visit. She means well, I parroted. Does she? Zoe asked, arching an eyebrow. Because meaning well shouldn't feel like 1,000 paper cuts. The turning point came during a family barbecue. I was carrying drinks to the patio when I heard Olivia's voice from around the corner, mingled with her friend Chloe's laugh. It's just too easy, Olivia was saying. One little favor, one little piece of concerned advice, and she folds. She stays right in her little box. Chloe giggled. You're awful. Don't you feel bad? Why? I'm helping. The world would eat her alive. I'm just preparing her. Keeping her in her place is basically a public service. The plastic cup in my hand cracked. I backed away silently. That night, Liam came over. His face was grim. We need to talk, he said. Okay. This isn't working, Maya. I'm sorry. What? Why? He ran a hand through his hair. You're just so insecure. And the drama with your family, it's a lot. I need something easier. Tears sprang to my eyes. I don't understand. What did I do? It's not anything you did. It's just. I was talking to Olivia last week. She was just checking in, you know? Being a good sister. And she mentioned how you've always struggled with being fragile. How you need constant reassurance. I just can't be that guy. The room tilted. Olivia said that. She was just being honest. She was doing you a favor, really. She cares about you. Something inside me didn't break. It solidified. The tears stopped, mid-fall. The ache in my chest turned cold and sharp. I see, I said, my voice strangely calm. Thank you for your honesty, Liam. You should leave. He looked relieved. He left without another word. I sat in the silent dark for hours. I replayed every favor, every subtle cut, every consoling pat on my back that pushed me down. I saw the network of her design, clear as one of my own sketches. The pain didn't disappear. It transformed. It became fuel. I stopped crying. I started watching. I began to plan. Olivia had taught me everything I needed to know. I moved out 2 weeks after Liam left. The silence in my own apartment was sacred. My job at the design firm became my anchor. My boss, Mr. Davies, pulled me aside one day. The fragile campaign you pitched, Maya, it's brilliant. It's going to the client. Thank you, I said, and the warmth I felt was mine alone. No one was there to dilute it. Therapy helped translate the old, toxic language. She taught you that love has a price, my therapist, Dr. Evans, said. Your task is to unlearn that. I made a friend. Ben, from the graphic team, slid into the chair next to me at lunch. So, you're the fragile genius. I'm Ben. I did the layout. Maya, I said. I know. He smiled. You're quiet. But your work screams. With Ben, conversations were easy. No hidden hooks. One day, he asked about my family. It's complicated, I offered. Aren't they all? He shrugged. Mine thinks my career is a glorified hobby. You learn to tune out the static. I was learning. Meanwhile, I observed. Family dinners were now a quarterly reconnaissance mission. Olivia was always performing. She brought Mason, her fiancé. He had a watch that cost more than my car. The market is brutal, Olivia sighed, swirling her wine. My team is expected to deliver miracles on a shoestring. I've had to invest my own capital just to grease the wheels for promotions. It's a long game. Dad looked concerned. Your own money, sweetheart? That sounds risky. It's an investment, Dad. In myself. You have to spend money to make money. She flashed Mason a look. Right, honey. Mason nodded, but his smile was thin. Just be sure it pays off, Liv. I'm not financing a sinking ship. The tension was a fine hair about to snap. Later, helping Mom clear plates, I saw it. A bank statement, left carelessly on the counter. It was theirs. A highlighted line showed a $25,000 transfer to an account labeled Olivia, Venture. Mom, I said carefully. Is everything okay? This seems like a big transfer. She snatched the paper, flustered. Oh, that's nothing. Olivia's new business venture. It's very promising. She's always been so driven. I just nodded. The next time, Mom let it slip on the phone. I know. The second loan is bigger than we planned, but she promised the returns are coming next quarter. Yes, David, we have to support her. The puzzle pieces clicked. The designer bag she got on sale. The sudden luxury vacation. It wasn't Mason's money. It was ours. My parents' retirement, bleeding out to fund her stage set. I didn't confront. I didn't seethe. I just filed the information away, a cold, hard tile in my mosaic of understanding. I thrived. My fragile campaign won an award. Ben and I went for drinks to celebrate. You seem different, he said. Lighter. I feel solid, I said, and meant it. The power shift wasn't a dramatic scene. It was a quiet morning, looking in the mirror and seeing someone who couldn't be shattered by a whisper. Olivia's words had lost their teeth. Her favors were now just pathetic, transparent attempts to cling to control I no longer granted. I was building a beautiful, peaceful life, brick by brick. And from my sturdy new walls, I watched her frantic, expensive. The garden was strung with lights for my parents' anniversary. Olivia arrived on Mason's arm, a new diamond bracelet glittering on her wrist, a tight smile on her face. I watched her circulate, a flutter of anxious energy beneath the polish. She found me near the refreshments. Maya. That dress is interesting. Very you. Thank you, Olivia. She picked a piece of lint off my sleeve, a patronizing little gesture. How's the little design job? Still keeping you busy? It's going very well. I'm a project lead now. That's cute. She took a sip of her champagne. You know, Mason's firm uses top-tier agencies. The real players. She leaned in, her voice coated in false sympathy. Let me do you a favor. Mason knows people. I could get you a real position. You shouldn't sell yourself short. The air stilled. This was it. The final, clumsy tug on my leash. I smiled, my calm one. I set my glass down with a soft click that somehow carried. Oh, Olivia, I said, my voice lifting to reach the nearby clusters of family and friends. Speaking of favors, I have one for you. Her smile faltered. What? I finally took care of that little problem. You know, the loan you took from Mom and Dad's retirement fund last year? The one for the vector investment. I made air quotes, my tone light, conversational. The conversations around us died. Mom and Dad, who had been laughing with Aunt Carol, turned. Mason's head snapped toward us. Olivia's face went sheet white. I don't know what you're. I discovered the vector investment firm doesn't exist. Liv, I continued, still smiling. It was a pretty convincing fake, but not convincing enough. Seemed like you needed the money for other things. I glanced pointedly at her bracelet. Dad stepped forward, his voice rough. What is this, Maya? I looked at him, my expression open. Olivia borrowed $50,000 from your retirement account. She said it was for a can't-miss investment. It was a lie. I had the savings, so I transferred the money back into your account last week. I couldn't let you lose that. The silence was absolute. Mom brought a hand to her mouth. Olivia found her voice, a panicked shriek. She's lying. Maya, why would you make this up? Mason spoke, his voice icy. You borrowed 50 grand from your parents. For what? It was an investment. Olivia cried, grasping at Mason's arm. He shook her off. The bank statements don't lie, Liv, I said softly. I have copies. For Mom and Dad's protection. The devastation on my parents' faces was profound. The horrified curiosity from our relatives was a physical force. Olivia stood in the center of it, exposed, her perfect image crumbling to dust in front of everyone who mattered. As Mason began firing low, furious questions at her and my parents stared in betrayed confusion, I walked the few steps to where Olivia stood frozen. I leaned close, my lips nearly brushing her ear. My whisper was for her alone, a perfect echo in the chaos. Don't worry, Olivia. I'll do you a favor and never tell Mom and Dad how deep your debts really go. I paused, letting the old, poisonous words settle. It can be our little secret. I pulled back. I saw the exact moment she recognized them, her own weapon, returned with perfect, quiet precision. Her eyes widened with a horror deeper than exposure. I didn't stay for the implosion. I turned and walked away, through the garden, past the shimmering lights. There was no triumph, only a profound, settling peace. I hadn't orchestrated her downfall. I'd simply removed the curtain and let the audience see the crumbling set. The karma was hers. The silence was now mine. And for the first time in my life, it was light, and it was free.